there's something that I wanted to share with you guys because I want to be honest with you, and I want to give you the full picture and the full story. So for anyone that is listening, bit of a serious moment, bit of a serious topic, but it's something that I do want to share with you because I want to be honest with you guys. Yo, Uncle Jack coming in with the 40 months. Thank you so much, Uncle Jack. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we're about to delve into a sort of more serious topic. No, not that at all. I did lose a bit on the casino, but nothing ridiculous. I lost maybe 250 on slots, 250, 300 euros, something like that. Lost about another 400 on Ultimate Poker. So I lost a little bit on casino, but nothing crazy. But the more serious topic, actually, is about more looking after yourself. And more after, like, no, I always say, like, know yourself, know, like, when to take breaks, this, that, the other, you know, you've really got to look after yourself sometimes. The second day that I had in Estonia, guys, I ended up in hospital. And it's a weird one for me because I can't really explain what happened. But I want to be honest with you guys, and I want to discuss it because I feel I've discussed it at the poker table this week with quite a few people, and it's an interesting one because I was surprised. I didn't realize, quite frankly, that what happened to me has happened to a lot of other people, and I didn't want to tell you guys, I didn't want to worry you guys on Twitter because it was nothing serious. First and foremost, even though I ended up going to hospital, it was nothing serious, but it's something that happens to a lot of other people that, quite frankly, I didn't know was a common thing. I talked about it with quite a few people at the poker table because I really wanted to understand it myself. To this point, I can't really explain what happened. I can't understand exactly what happened. But having discussed it with other people at the poker table and realizing that it's a more sort of common thing, I now feel more comfortable to talk to you guys about it because I feel like it's something that some of you guys have probably been through at some point. But let me explain what happened. So, second day in Estonia, I played cash game on the opening night. I've had a few beers, nothing crazy. I've had some food. I've come back. I've gone to bed. Everything fine. I've woken up the next day, feeling okay. Normal day, just getting ready again, probably to go to the casino later in the day. And then actually, I was going to go and meet Deckflow for some food, for some drinks, and just generally have a chill night with Deckflow. So we've arranged this, and I've booked my taxi, and I've got the taxi to go see Deckflow. And then during the taxi ride, I start to feel like a bit peculiar. And then I'm waiting for Deckflow at the place, and I start to feel a bit more peculiar. And I don't really understand kind of what's going on. And by the time Deckflow arrives, I'm, quite frankly, a bit of a mess. Don't feel like I want to stay at this pub and sit there and eat and stuff. I was like, I really feel like I need some fresh air. I feel quite off, actually. So we're walking around the town centre. We end up stopping somewhere to get like a cookie, walk a bit more, and then end up at a pharmacy because just it's not getting better. They test my blood pressure. They have like some little blood pressure tester thing at the pharmacy, and my blood pressure's high. It's not like crazy high. I have the reading actually for any medical experts. Let me fetch the reading. So the reading was 144/91, which is apparently high, but not like ridiculously high. So they've given me some advice. They've given me like some drops to stick in water. They're like, yeah, just go back to your hotel room, chill. It should be fine. All is good. I go back to the hotel room and I chill for about another hour and a half, 2 hours, and it just doesn't feel like it's getting better. If anything, it feels like it's getting worse. So I talked to Deckflow, and he's like, if really you think it's getting worse, getting bad, go to the hospital. And I fully agree with that because it's very easy sometimes to just hope that things are going to go away, but it gets to a point where you're like, I just don't think it's going away. And that was what it felt like. So I went to the hospital. Got myself checked in. They got me in like instantly. Actually, it was really really impressive, like how fast they got me in. Oh yeah, and that sheet is not one. Oh, there's one second. Yeah. So they've checked me into the hospital. They've got me in. They've taken my blood pressure and done an ECG again. And this one was higher. Yeah, this was 180, 182 over 180. Now I'm no blood pressure expert, but apparently someone in the chat is saying that 120 over 80 is normal. So yeah, 182 over 180. It got a lot higher. But I knew that I was in the right place. They've taken my blood. Yes, it like I say, it just got to a point where I felt really unwell, and I didn't understand why. Um, so they've taken my blood pressure, they've taken blood for testing, they've taken urine for testing. I'm there for about an hour and a half. Um, and then it does get to the point where actually I'm feeling a bit better, and because again I feel a bit more calm knowing that I'm in the right place, and like if something really kicks off, if the shit hits a fan, I'm in the right place. I have faith they're going to sort it. So they've done all the tests. Doctor comes to me, has a talk to me, has a few questions for me. We run a few tests and stuff, and then we come to the conclusion that the blood work was fine, the urine was fine, everything was fine, everything was like how it should be, and he thinks I have had a panic attack. Now, the only time that I've ever had a panic attack before was after the infamous Jack Daniels stream, right? But I knew what it was then. I knew it was because I drank like way too much alcohol. And so I worked through that one myself. Like I knew what the problem was. I did the things I sort of needed to do to get myself back, and I was fine. This one I can't explain it, because the only thing that I did that day that I can even think might have triggered it was that I drank 3 cups of hotel coffee, and I don't know how strong the hotel coffee is, but I for some reason drank 3 cups of it on like an empty stomach, and it might just be that I had too much coffee and my body kind of panicked for whatever reason on too much coffee. It's the only thing that literally makes any sense. But the crazy thing is, so I've been talking to people on the poker table about the fact that, like, yeah, I ended up in hospital second day, had this panic attack, can't really explain it, and it's quite a common thing actually. I was really surprised with. I talked to a girl about it first, nice German girl, who said she's had the same problems. Discussed it with a few people, and for various reasons, quite a few other people have said they've also had at some stage panic attacks, and equally, it's really scary because it felt like I was having like a heart attack or a stroke. It's incredibly scary when you have a bad one, and particularly when you have a bad one and you can't really explain what happened. And I really can't, aside from the fact like I think it might be because I had too much coffee, and my body was just like not appreciating that I had too much coffee. It's the only thing that I can really explain behind it. So the doctor literally said like usual things like eat healthier if you can. Do you smoke? I don't smoke. Do you drink? Drink a bit less. Do you exercise? I do. Um, oh, the implication. It's incredibly terrifying, and that's the thing that for me, I just really can't explain it. It's bizarre. But like I say, having gone to the hospital and having had all the tests done, and they've run everything, and they've said that like there is nothing serious behind it, that already is very reassuring, right? To have like basically an MOT done on me, they've done the tests, they've said everything's going as it should be. That is already very reassuring, right? I feel grand, Uncle Jack. The 2 to 3 days after the panic attack, I felt a bit broken. I felt like obviously something has happened. It doesn't feel great. So for the next 2 3 days, thankfully this was like 2 or 3 days before the festival started. But even like the opening day for the satellite and stuff, I felt a little bit broken. But gradually, day by day, I was feeling better. I was getting into a nice routine here where, like, I was having a morning walk, having a sandwich before I started. I've been eating well for the whole trip. Um, yeah, I was a bit scared the first few days to drink, so I didn't drink any alcohol for like 3 4 days. And then after that, I felt back to normal. To be honest, I've been drinking most nights. Again, nothing crazy. It's not like I'm binge drink or whatever. Um, but I feel 100%. I feel back to normal. I feel 100%. I feel really happy. But it's something that I wanted to talk with you guys because, like I say, for me, I didn't know that this was a normal thing, quote unquote normal thing, that people are having panic attacks like this. I've talked to several people at the poker table that have said they've had the same thing and that it's incredibly terrifying. It can come out of absolutely nowhere. You don't understand why it is that this happened and stuff. And people have had this before. And I want to share that with you because it's good for you to know that, like, if something like that happens, again, it's a good step to go to the hospital, right? Regardless, even if you think it's just a panic attack, how it feels is very scary. Okay, so 100%, if you get that to the level where you think something serious is happening, go to the hospital. Don't feel like you have to be scared to go to the hospital. Okay, but equally, talk to people about it. It's really important that, like, anything like this that happens, don't keep it to yourself. If you keep it to yourself, that is the worst thing you can do, because then it could be something serious and then you don't have support, advice, and stuff. So the reason why I want to share it with you guys is that it's okay not to be okay. You know, we all have times, we all have moments where something happens. And this one for me was really scary because I didn't understand quite why it happened. Okay. But I then found out it's like a more common thing. And so, okay, if I can then share that information with you, and if it happens to you guys, maybe I can help you. But like I say, always, 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 if it's getting to the point where you really feel like it's not something that you can solve by yourself, go to the hospital. Don't be scared to go to the hospital. Again, there's no shame in that. Like, that was a nice thing for me because once I'm there, I know I feel safe. And actually, I think that was why then sort of everything sort of started coming to normal again. Everything calmed down because I knew I was in the right place. I knew that, like, if really the shit hit the fan, I was in the place for them to look after me, you know. So always, 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 if something happens and if it gets to the point where you know you can't deal with it yourself, don't be stubborn. Go to the hospital and equally talk to people. It's really helpful if something is happening and you can't explain it and you can't do anything about it, even to sort of try and rationalize it afterwards. Talk to people. It's so important. You know, it really is okay not to be okay. We all have those moments. So please, please talk to people about it. You had sleep paralysis last night. Is that something that you get normally, Falcon Warlord? I've had that before actually, and that is really terrifying. So sleep paralysis, isn't that the one where basically you kind of wake up but you kind of don't, and so you feel I've had this before actually when I was younger, and touch wood, I've not had it in about 15-20 years, but that is something I've had before. That is incredibly scary. That is incredibly scary. If that's something you get on a more regular basis, Falcon, that might be worth also seeing if there's something they can do about it. Exactly, bad mods. Yeah. JKK says I've had several panic attacks in my life, usually when I'm asleep. Having a bad dream, which is surprising to me. I guess my dark side comes out when I'm asleep. Jeez. So, like, you've woken up kind of in a bit of a hot flush, in a panic attack. Yeah, I've had that a few times, Falcon, and so I have not had that in a long time, but I do remember, like, early 20s, early to mid 20s having that, and it's really terrifying because it's like you're trying to wake up and you can't wake up, you know. Hardgame says, thanks for sharing this experience. I'm glad it ended it like it did, putting myself in this situation in a foreign country. I admit that I would not go to the hospital, but then you have to, Hardgame. Then you have to. Don't be scared just because you're in a foreign place that they're not going to look after you properly. They charged me 125 euros for the whole thing. I felt safe. I felt secure. I knew that I was in the right place. You have to do that. You have to do that, especially if you know it's something that like you're not going to be able to deal with yourself. You know. Train says, "Do you have a good support network with family and friends?" Yes, yes, yes. And equally, like I say, I was just discussing it with like random people at the poker table. I felt comfortable enough to be able to share that with people because it was something that I wanted to come to terms with and understand. Um, so again, talk to people about it. If things like this are happening and if it's something that you can't understand, maybe it's something that's happened to them. Maybe they can then offer you some good advice about it. Talk to people about it. It's really important. May says, so good that you're saying it so that we can break the taboo about it. I've not tried it, so I don't know how it is, but it's good that you talk about it. Yeah, like I say, so the reason why I didn't like tweet about this before at all is firstly, I didn't really understand what was happening. I didn't want to worry you guys. I don't want to just post some tweet, oh, by the way, I'm in the hospital, no idea what's happening, because then I'm going to worry a bunch of you people for nothing, right? I don't want to do that. I wanted to understand it, get to the point where I could then explain it to you and have a chat with you about it. Exactly, Hain Train. Exactly that. And the worst thing you can do actually is not to talk to people about it. Because then if you don't talk with people about it, that's just added stress, added trauma that you're basically putting on yourself. So talk to people about it. It's really important. I've woken up falling off a cliff and driving head onto a brick wall, things like that. That's the kind of thing that sets me off, but fortunately I've woken up. Yeah, I've had bad dreams, and particularly when I was a kid, I had many bad dreams where I remember falling off Hadrian's Wall, Uncle Jack. I remember going on a school trip to Hadrian's Wall, and then I remember having a dream falling off Hadrian's Wall, and it was not fun. It was not bueno. But you know, there is no shame, guys, if you are not feeling okay, and particularly if you feel like it's something that you can't deal with yourself. Don't be scared to go to a doctor. Don't be scared to go to the hospital. Don't be scared to talk to people about it, because that's how you fix it. Yeah, that for me is like really important. You know? Yeah, guy. Again, and it's okay not to be okay. We all go through moments and things that happen. Just don't do it yourself. You know, it's so easy to feel like, oh, I don't want to burden other people, I don't want to hassle other people, but other people, they've had things happen before, they've had experiences, they've had feelings, things that have occurred, and maybe they can help you with that knowledge, and equally maybe you can help other people with that knowledge. So just talk to people about it. You know, exactly that hard game. Yes. And so that's why, you know, I want to be honest with you guys. I want to share it with you guys. And equally, anything that you're going through. It's not like now I want my chat to be like a clinic, okay? I don't want my future chat to be people coming in talking about all their problems and stuff. But what I'm saying for you guys is like, you will have your support network, your close family, your close friends. Talk to them about it. Equally, if it needs to be that you need to slip into my Discord DMs or Twitch DMs, do that. You know? That's funny, Ego. You used to have a recurring dream for a night. Every night about a year. Geez, that is very recurring. I think I mentioned my recurring dream when I was a kid, where I had the Wicked Witch of the West that would like bash me close to Halloween, and that was quite recurring. That was for some years. But like I say, talk to people. It's really important. Anything like this, any problems that you have, don't keep it inside, because then that's just going to make it worse and worse and worse. Talk to people about your problems. And any problem where you have where it's like a medical thing, where you know you can't deal with it yourself, don't be stubborn. Go to the doctors, go to the hospital, go to the appropriate place. They will look after you. That's what they're there to do, you know. Yeah, I feel 100% now, thank you. But it was scary because, you know, even now, sort of looking back on it, I really can't explain what happened, because it was nothing to do with having drunk too much. It was nothing to do with alcohol. It was nothing to do with bad sleep. I slept great. So the only thing it could have been, if it was something that like I did, was that I had 3 cups of the hotel coffee, and maybe it was like strong stuff. I really don't know. I have not touched the hotel coffee since, for what it's worth, just in case. I've been drinking green teas because I kind of don't trust it after that, just in case. Yes, same train. Heart felt like it was sort of pounding out of my chest, and then I had a really big headache. Stomach felt numb, and top part of my chest felt numb. So I literally felt like I was having a stroke or a heart attack or something. It was very scary. It was very, very scary. And it could well be that like too much caffeine could have that kind of effect. How are we doing, Airwalker? Good to see you, buddy. Personally, in my 45 years, I've never had such an experience, but you never know. Better be prepared in such cases. Yes. Yes. Uncle Jack says, to all of the chats, I know Pokebrowse is true to his word. I've DM'd him several things recently, things that I didn't want generally known in chat, and he was very supportful and helpful. Can confirm, chat. If it's something serious, if you need someone to talk to, slip into the Discord DMs. It's not something that I want flooded in the chat, because then it becomes, again, different chat experience than what I want. But if really you need someone to talk to, guys, if you don't have like close family, close friends, close network, you can always come to me. Okay? Very important, chat. Very, very important. Yeah. But as you can all see anyway, the poker went magnificently. If we tally up everything, I think I worked out that tournament-wise, I think I was close to $4,000 up in the end. 5, 7, 5, 8. Yeah, I think I was like plus 4K total in tournaments, plus 2K total in cash. So it was a rather nice trip that we've had here. And nice that I have a few days to chill now. So I fly back on Thursday. Oh, and I had a lovely experience yesterday, by the way. So yesterday, there was like a staff party. It was kind of just for the staff, but the cool kids, like me, got invited to the staff party. And it was a karaoke bar in Estonia with the dealers and the floor staff, and actually a famous Estonian singer. Maybe Estonian Weirdo's familiar with her. I don't know her name. I can't remember, but she was doing all the interviews, Estonian Weirdo, and she's a very good singer. And she came to the karaoke bar yesterday, absolutely smashed it. But I met a dealer, a poker dealer, who was not dealing at the festival, but she was just here to celebrate her birthday because she's Estonian. She's a poker dealer in Amsterdam, and I haven't seen her in like 5, 6 years, and it was the most lovely thing. I ended up just having lots of big hugs and cuddles with her. Like, it was so nice to see her again. And apparently it's her birthday tomorrow, so we may be going out with the lovely Amsterdam poker dealer tomorrow. So that was super nice. Like, yeah, and for her to just happen to be in that karaoke bar was crazy. It's not so crazy that she's in Estonia because, like I say, she is Estonian. But for her to be here when she wasn't working, and for her to be at that karaoke bar, that was pretty crazy. I remember when my lung collapsed, the paramedic was adamant that I was having a panic attack and didn't want to take me to hospital. Yes, absolutely. If you really feel like the first opinion is incorrect, do not be scared to ask for a second opinion. That's crazy, Ego Bro. I remember when my mum had her appendix had burst, and it took them forever to realize it was her appendix. They thought it was something to do with like her ovaries or something, and I think it was like a third opinion to actually get it right. Yeah, it was incredible the amount of like poison that had been pumped through her system by then. Going off topic, Uncle Jack, did you read the Twitch and Twitter regarding the increase of the subs? I did see that. Sparksy says, tip, if you think you're having a heart attack or a stroke, don't drive yourself to the hospital. Yes, that is very good advice. I got a taxi, actually. Estonia, by the way. They have the cheapest taxi system here that I've ever seen. For anyone that comes to Estonia, if you happen to find yourself coming to Estonia, I don't know if any other European countries have this. I think Barcelona might actually. There's a really cool app here called Bolt, and the taxis are insanely cheap, like cheaper than anything I've ever seen by an absolute mile. So if you happen to find yourself in a country where Bolt works, I would highly recommend. Yeah, Bolt. It is crazy cheap. I've been getting taxis from the hotel where we play the poker at to my hotel. It's not too far away, but like normally you'd get a minimum charge, right? 15 euros, 20 euros if it's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. I pay €3.80. €3.80 for a taxi back to my place. It's insane. Falcon Warlord says, I've been drinking way too much coffee while grinding, and my heart has been beating way too much compared to usual. It's a weird feeling. It plays like with my nervous system. Then don't drink so much coffee, Falcon Warlord, is the simple solution. Or maybe if you like the taste of coffee but not the heartbeaty feeling, either get weaker coffee or have decaf. Have decaf. But, you know, I feel like caffeine is such a sneaky thing. You don't realize that caffeine can really mess you up. Everyone assumes of like alcohol and actual hard drugs as like the stuff that can mess you up, but caffeine can be really, really messed up. And again, I think it might have been the coffee. I think it might have been the 3 cups of coffee that messed me up, you know? So just be careful. Be really careful with that stuff. I know that for some people, they can drink it all day long and they're fine. But for other people, it's too much, and it's scary. It's really scary. I don't understand bars. I see negative, 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 but I see positive at the final. That is because you are potentially missing this result. Jinxed. This crucial highlighted result, which is rather profitable. Yeah, just be careful, Falcon, because honestly, it's so easy to get it to the point where you think you're ending, you know? You think it's ended. Yo, it's Dyersville coming in with the 10 months. Thank you so much, Dyersville. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Coffee is scary stuff. I don't think it's talked about enough that caffeine can just really mess you up. And I think that's what did it, to be honest, because it's the only thing that makes sense. I had like 3 or 4 beers the night before, not even strong beers. I had, oh, by the way, good news, they had Kronenberg Blanc on tap here. One of my favorites, the Kronenberg Blanc. So I had 3 or 4 of those the night before, ate fine, slept great. The only thing that I can explain that could have really triggered it, if it was a specific thing that triggered it, is the coffee. And that's mad. If just 3 cups of coffee has got me to the point where I feel like I'm gonna die, that's scary stuff, you know. So be really careful with that, guys. Yeah, the Man U result was disappointing yesterday, particularly that Rashford had just a golden chance to get it to 2-0 as well. What a great goal from Rashford initially, though. Banger of a goal. But where Onana's pinged it through to him and he's just sort of lost control of the ball. If he gets going there, it could be 2-0 and then it's a different game, you know? So that is a shame. That is a shame. J-Bent is taking Grana right now as a substitute for Simulants. It's got about 100 milligrams of caffeine per dose. Be careful. Like I said, the caffeine is, I think, a very sneaky, scary drug that can really make you quite messed up. Speaking of coffee, I better fill my cup before the free roll. Oh, and bear in mind again, obviously, I could play the free roll here. I'm not going to. So you can play it. You can have your fun. You've got your prize pool. I'll be back hosting it as per usual next time. Nope. That will all start when I'm back as per normal, Hang Train. All of the normal things will resume when I'm back playing poker, which will be Friday. I return. Friday, Saturday, I should be streaming again as per usual. And I have to figure things out for the month actually. So For anyone that's been around the other Stormers, which I assume is a decent amount of you, I have a ticket budget at some point to give away for satellite tickets to get into the Venom. That, I think my dates were like the second or third week of this month, I want to say. So there will be bonus tickets on top of the giveaway tickets that I'm getting at the moment every month. Um, oh, I am Hain Train. Don't worry. Like I say, I'm literally feeling 100%. I am 100% to the point where I want to discuss it with you. I want to be honest with you because I want to try and help you guys if something like this happens to you. And like I say again, crucial takeaways from my little advice session is that it is okay not to feel okay. Talk to family and friends if you're having problems, and if really it's to the point where it's getting scary, and if it is getting to a point where you know you can't deal with it on your own and you think it's something serious is happening, go to the hospital, go to the doctors. Don't be scared to do that. It's really important that you get to a place where you're safe. Now that you're better, can we talk about that Mancunian derby already? Yeah, I mean, we were expected to lose it by a mile, winner. So the fact that it was an actually watchable game from my point of view, we were 1-0 ahead. We had a great chance to potentially make it 2-0. It was a good game. It was a good game. It was a lot better than I expected it would be, to be honest. I expected a thrashing. Obviously, the statistics will show you a different story. The statistics will show you that it was a bit of a thrashing. But if you look at the game overall, if you watched the game, City didn't really create much in the first half. Can we just talk about that miss from Haaland, by the way? Can we talk about that miss from Haaland where the goal is gaping and he has an open goal and somehow puts it over the bar? That was shocking to me. So I'm already rubbing my hands and thinking there is a chance here where we can maybe nick something. And then second half it was a bit of a different story, but I think Onana should have done better on the second goal as well. The second goal from Foden, I think he should be saving that. I don't think that should be slipping underneath him there. Once he's got down for it quickly enough, which he has. Yeah, Foden's first goal was a banger. Not quite as good as Rashford's bad mod, let's be honest. Rashford's off the bar and in, bit more spectacular. But Foden's was equally amazing. But he's got to be saving the second one. And the third one was soft. The third one, we're trying to play it out from the back. We give it away soft, and you just put it on a plate for Haaland. Yeah, all right. He's not gonna miss those. He's not gonna miss those. Yeah, I really missed De Gea. I still think it was a huge mistake that we got rid of De Gea. Onana did have a decent game overall. He's getting his performances are getting better. I will give him credit, but I still think De Gea is better. So that is sad. How was De Bruyne? De Bruyne seemed okay. I want to say it wasn't one of his most spectacular performances. Foden was really good. Foden scored two goals, and the first one was an absolute banger. But a bit of a shame, But at least it was a watchable game. It wasn't like one of those games where 30, 40 minutes into it, I just had to turn it off because it was bad. It overall was a decent game. I think so, Ego. I think so. I think Onana is such a liability. His ball distribution is fantastic. I'm just not looking for a goalkeeper with great ball distribution. I want someone who looks comfortable between the sticks, is going to save all the shots, and he just seems a little bit sketchy. You're in towards the end of story time, unfortunately, Balls in. I'm almost done, but the VOD will be saved. You're welcome to go back to it. I think particularly this one, I actually want to put on YouTube. I want to share with the beautiful people of YouTube as well, because it's something that just it's advice that I want to stick with some of you, so that if you go through something similar, that you can deal with it. I'm back on Friday, Johnny. I have to go back, and so unfortunately, the flights from London to Tallinn are very limited, and the only days I think flying were Monday and Thursday, but Monday was already feeling a bit too soon after the festival, and I just wanted a few days to sort of chill. So Thursday I fly back to Gatwick, but then I've got to stay overnight in Gatwick and then fly back Friday to Jib, and then we'll be streaming on Friday. And like I say, Johnny, please do slide into my DMs with whatever your news is. And equally, mate, we can have a call after after the stream if you want. We can do a call, talk about it. It is the implication. It is. The ladies in Estonia are beautiful, the Danish sausage, and I've had the pleasure of bumping into a poker dealer who's Estonian, who used to deal to me in Amsterdam. So I'm thrilled that I bumped into her by random. I actually asked after her at the start of the week, and the TDs were like, "Yeah, we don't think she's here. She's in Amsterdam." And I was like, "Yeah, I know she deals there, but just on the off chance, I asked after her." And then at the karaoke bar yesterday, the staff party, she was there randomly. So that's super nice. That's super nice. But yeah, Estonian ladies, beautiful, beautiful ladies, equally Finnish ladies. Miss Finland, can we just give a shout out again to Miss Finland? Sarah Shafak, where are you? Yep, here she is. Miss Finland. Miss Finland. But anyway, chat, it has been an honour and a pleasure to do a little story time with you. I might do an IRL stream at some point for a little walk around outside. I say might because depends sort of how the days go. Deckflow is a big lad. Yeah, Deckflow is a big lad. Oh yeah, and we got to meet Daniel Marr as well. Daniel was playing a few tournaments here to warm up before Jeju, before the Triton series. Yeah, Deckflow is a big lad. When is the next Bad Mod stream? You'd have to ask Bad Mod. I don't know. I don't know when is. But again, Bad Mod, if you want to get consistent, crucial. Consistency, absolutely crucial. Cannot succeed without consistency. Right, boys and girls, I'm going to have a look in the directory and see where we can send you. No, I am not his manager. I take zero responsibility for other streamers. They can do what they want to do. Right, where? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Trotman is streaming. Since when does Trotman stream? Funny enough, we were talking about Trotman yesterday, actually. How funny. Yes, I'm back home on Friday.
I think so.
By the way, I had a great one this morning. Binked a bounty. What did you bink, Juanes? 3.3 to 71. Oh, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Goomla. Appreciate that. Yep. So we'll be back home on Friday. It's an early flight, but should be normal streaming on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, back to regular schedule, back to all the usual good things. Next live trip that we have planned is the festival in Rozvadov. So that'll be the end of May, start of June. I might try and sort out like a little trip to see my mum in between that. So maybe for like a weekend or something. Potentially go home. But yeah, I think, seeing as Trotman T, legendary supporter of this channel, I didn't know he streamed, chat. To be honest, I don't even remember having followed Trotman T. But yeah, literally didn't know he streamed. So let's go say hello, chat. I would imagine a lot of you probably not following him.
Get this wrong.
He only has 119 followers. He is the owner of the Crush Club, which you could join, which is his study club that you can get him for free. Have a wonderful rest of your week, boys and girls. And like I say, I might be doing an IRL at some point. Keep your eyes on Twitter, on Discord. If I do, notifications will go out on there. For anyone that missed the stream, please do check the VOD, because particularly in the middle we talk about an important subject. I hope and think it's something that like we can help you potentially with. So do look at the VOD if you haven't. And I will see you all usual time on Friday, 1 PM CET.
Feels like just a cleaner, I think I would have called. I'm unsure. H will tag. I think you can make a case to bet the flop as well for what it's worth.